What's good, family? What's good? It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I want to get y'all my recap of week four. Right now, it's my recap of week four. Started off with Jacksonville losing a nail biter to Cincinnati. I hope everyone's paying attention that the Cincinnati Bengals are now 3-1. And at 3-1, Joe Burrow's doing his thing. He has targets. His guys get the football too. Joe Mixon, I hope he can stay healthy. But the Cincinnati Bengals it's early, but they have a top 10 defense. Let that swim around you. They have a top 10 defense. I gotta admit, I did not see that coming. Then you got Washington and Atlanta in a back and forth game. Both teams are enigmas. And Washington pulls out a late win. Both teams still, to me, remain enigmas. I think Washington is more talented because what they have on the defensive end. But they remain enigmas. And Atlanta is like, okay, I really don't have much hope for them. Only reason why you even have a conversation about them because they have someone who's capable at quarterback, but he's not at the point in his career that he can overcome lapses here and deficiencies here and bad play there. He's not that. At least not anymore. Houston, I mean, they had that one little win in the beginning of the season. It reminded me of last year's Jacksonville team who got the one win then lost every other game. And I told y'all this is what happened with Houston. 40-0. You know how bad the NFL has a saying called any given Sunday. You know how bad you have to be to lose 40-0? Think about that. Think about that. 40-0. Then you have Detroit at Chicago. Oh, Matt Nagy finally realized he had an idea of how to use Justin Fields. I mean, you drafted him how long ago? I'm surprised that Chicago won this game. I am. I really am surprised. I really thought Detroit was going to kick ass because the way they play hard. But at the end of the day, they have a much more talented guy at quarterback. And Chicago still has a great defense. And it's amazing how good that defense looks when they play with a lead. Just saying. It's amazing how good that defense looks. Then you have Carolina at Dallas. Carolina kept it competitive early. They kept it competitive early, but eventually attrition won out. Dallas is a stacked football team. Yeah, I know I hate the Cowboys, but I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. They're a stacked football team, both sides of the ball. The offensive line is looking amazing again, and the only question is injuries because Tank Lawrence is coming back, Lyle Collins is coming back. Can they remain as injury free as they are? Can Tyron Smith stay healthy for the entire year? I didn't anticipate he would. Let's see what happens. He's playing good football right now. You know, Dallas is a stacked team, and Dak Prescott is playing MVP worthy ball. Last week I told you I was playing all pro worthy ball. He's playing MVP worthy ball, and Zeke actually looked good against a good defense. My Giants got to go against this juggernaut next week. Let's make it competitive. Make them work for it. Got Indy at Miami. I know Indy will roll against them because I don't think Miami was as good as everyone says they were. I think last year they were very opportunistic. That was just my opinion. It's not often you're going to keep getting these interceptions and returning them inside the 10 or a complete pick six. You can't rely on that every single year. I like the head coach. I do. I do like the head coach moving forward. But this year, I don't like Miami. Cleveland gets a narrow win, winning by a touchdown over Minnesota with Baker stinking it up. I don't want to assign blame. And Baker did miss the touchdown wide open to OBJ. But I don't feel that it's a coincidence that his shitty play is now coinciding with OBJ being back. Just saying. Giants get a much needed win. Much needed win on the road coming back against New Orleans, down 11 in the fourth quarter. And Jason, in this game, what you saw is Jason Garrett taking off the training wheels. He took off the training wheels. Even though we had missing receivers, Kadarius Toney came in, balled. John Ross came in, balled. Kenny Galladay has been there, balled. The offensive line played decent. Finally using Saquon in different ways. Split him out wide. Against a great run defense, fine. Split him out wide and throw it to him. Daniel Jones was very efficient with the football. He was the entire game. The run defense they gotta fix that shit. Be playing Dallas next week. But I want to see them at least offensively keep this template, keep this game plan, and move forward with it. Tennessee. Sometimes in football, what you need something to spark yourselves. When I saw early in this game, I saw the Jets seem like they were giving up. I saw Tennessee get a 3rd and 21 on the screen pass. When I saw that, it looked like they was giving up because Tennessee could have blew this game open early. It's just that in the red zone, they were fucking up and they were kicking field goals. And because of that, gave the Jets leeway to get back into the game. A couple of plays happened their way, and then they got their mojo up and they started believing. Once that happened, Zach Wilson started making plays, showing off the talent that everyone can clearly see that he has. And they came back and got a win in overtime. Next we had Kansas City against Philly. I think Kansas City needed this get-right game. Still a concern. They went 42-30. Jalen Hurts is throwing for 387 against them. I'm going to say that again for a fact. Jalen Hurts is putting up 30 and throwing for 387. Jalen Hurts. That defense, it scares me. It does. When Jalen Hurts can throw for 387. I understand they were down most of the game. Most of those was comeback, but still. Arizona's looking like the best team in the league. Getting a good win against the Rams. Division rival. The fact they got in LA. I expect an even greater game when they play in Phoenix. Arizona is a serious football team, and right now probably the best team in the NFL. Because I thought the Rams were the best team in the NFL coming into this week, and they beat them. They beat them by more than 2 touchdowns in their house. I mean, the defense is sound. The front seven is sound. They can get after the quarterback. Chandler Jones is one of the best in the league, and people are starting to recognize that. He's not as athletic as Myles Garrett, but he's just as good. We have Seattle getting a win, a much-needed win in San Francisco. Now, Jimmy G, of course, gets hurt. One of the things he does do. Now, because he gets hurt, Trey Lance getting the game. Trey Lance barely played last year. He barely played. In a perfect world, Jimmy G will be back. We gotta wait to see what happens this year. This team is in flux. You know they have a roster that they will set at quarterback that can get to a Super Bowl. But the team is in flux because the quarterback situation is in flux. It creates a lot of instability. Yeah, Baltimore getting a good win in Denver. An impressive win. I care less what they did with the Russian record. You don't like it, stop it. But Baltimore really impressed me because Lamar Jackson made plays in the pocket, made touchdown throws, great throws in the pocket, solely off straight dropbacks. What's been plaguing them is they've had to open up the offense more. He's doing more straight dropbacks, which has led to turnovers. Lamar Jackson didn't make the turnovers this game. he made points in those situations. And if he's going to be able to do that consistently, I got two words for the rest of the NFL. Good luck. You already know you can't run and chase him down. If he's going to be making plays like that in the pocket too, consistently, he's never going to be as good a pocket quarterback as he is a runner. But if he's able to do that consistently, good luck. Ravens can win the Super Bowl. Ravens can win the Super Bowl. Yes, I'm saying it. Pittsburgh, I don't think the final score is indicative of how bad they lost this game. Um, Green Bay, besides the one hiccup in week one, they're looking like Green Bay is supposed to. I hope Jair Alexander's okay. When losing a great corner like that hurts you defensively. You've already lost the great linebacker, the best linebacker. So losing those two guys, that defense will not be the same. But like I told you, teams, because no one's really playing in the preseason, the first 4 weeks is kind of like everyone's preseason. By week four, you tend to know what these teams are and what these teams aren't. It's not like you can know by week one. No, you know by week four. Then you got Tampa getting a close win, a game they should have lost in New England. Let this game be the final thing to anyone who questions the genius of Bill Belichick. Because New England should have won this game. Severely outgunned, severely outmanned against Tom Brady of all people. Let that swim around in your head. Then you got the Chargers in Vegas. I'm not surprised what happened. I picked Vegas because one thing the Chargers don't do is defend the run. And I think Vegas was going to get back to what they used to do very well, which is run the football. And one of the things that's evident for me is that Raiders last couple of years have had a good old line. That old line is not the same as good as it's been the last few years. It's not. Josh Jacobs gets nicked a lot. And they're not running the football. But the Chargers have the better roster, without question. When you look at this team, top to bottom, and I told y'all this year, you're going to remember why there was a real question about Tom Brady going there instead of Tampa, because the roster was just as loaded. The one thing Tampa does better, they stop the run. But the rosters are just as loaded. Just as loaded. And now they have this with a young stud at quarterback. Sky's the limit for Los Angeles. Sky's the limit. That's my take. That's my recap of week 4. I'm going to give y'all my top 5 in my next video. It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out. Salute.